Well, I was aiming to work on this flower bed over here, but we're getting a little shower this morning. I guess you can probably hear it. And I've been working on this bed over here. I've took a few, there's my big pile of grass and weeds. Then I dug out some grapevine. I thought I might make a wreath out of that instead of throwing it away. It's looking better, but it's still far from being what it should. But at least it's cool. That's the plus. I don't know what the temperature is. I didn't even look this morning, but it's nice. And the yards, we can mow the yards about every 3 days. They're needing mowed. We'll mow, and then about 3 days later, they're like this again. And I don't know what it's. I think these are supposed to be scattered showers or thunder showers. And there's a blue jay jumped on that limb. They tried to go down the other day with a cultivator and the rows and get some of that grass out between the beans, but it don't look like it worked very well. There's just so much grass with that organic because they don't put anything on it. And I think we had 2 customers yesterday, maybe 3. I'm not sure. 2 I know. There was a hummingbird went by. They're fighting, chasing each other. But I don't know how long it's gonna rain. Our little birds, the robins over there in that along that long thing I've got Creeping Jenny, and the third one, he stayed there about a day or maybe 2 after the other 2 little birds left. And I watched it, and that one day, and I told Sam, I said, I feel sorry it's there by itself. And he said, well, they got to do that. And she's got to leave it, let it learn to fly. And then when I was going in the house that evening, I seen her, or the daddy one over there feeding it a little bit. And then yesterday, when I come out, it was gone. So I hope it got its wings and flew away and somewhere safe and happy. But I guess maybe if, however the eggs hatch out, it might be like a little bit behind like that. I need to pick cherry tomatoes again over there. And I also need to stake them up because the wind blew them over, and they need staking back up with a wood stake and thinning out some. I haven't seen no more tobacco worms, and Chris said he hadn't seen any on his tomatoes. And my mountain blute, I don't know if I've got it in a good location. I think maybe that's pretty good. Another one's trying to bloom back there, and it's got lots of buds, but some of them's done spent. And then this just came up by a seed that fell. And Sam said the other day, that can't be there. But I'm going to pull it up after this fall. But I thought, well, it's so pretty, I'd just leave it right now and enjoy it a little bit. Then this is some of my stuff. I had to bring this Creeping Jenny. I had it hanging around on the other side of the porch, and I kept forgetting to water it. around there, so I moved 2 of the plants. And then this has just got this nasturtium, and the 2 down at the barn, this sun has just been too hot on them. They can't take this sun. And this is my little jungle nook up here where I've got my house plants. A lot of them. This one here, I got just a start of that not long ago, and it's beginning to grow out like this one over here. Nancy gave me a couple little pieces to this, and it's done reaching down almost to the floor. This one I bought on the sale rack at Lowe's. One like this at Lowe's is like $17 or $99 or $18.99, almost $20, and some of them may be $20. And I just I would buy a little start of a plant there, and you could get them for maybe $4 or $5, but no more at Lowe's or Walmart, either one. And then this is my mosquito geranium, and then this one here, this mother-in-law's tongue. It's got 2 new shoots coming up on it. A man and woman that come from Nebo over on the other side of Madisonville brought me that and some more. I think I sold 1 of them, and this was the mother plant. And I've got 2 still down at the barn, and one of them I think is putting up a new shoot, but they started shopping with us last year, and they come by every once in a while, and they came recently and bought some produce. And it's a funny story about them because I didn't know last year, and I seen on my cousin in Illinois, I seen that her and her husband was friends with them on the Facebook. So I could never think to ask them when they were here. And here this time, just not too long ago, I said, you are friends with my cousin, Vicky Reapy in Metropolis area. And he looked and he said, yeah. He said, Cliff, her husband, is my wife's cousin. And I said, oh my goodness. And so he said he grew up in Metropolis, and his wife, Joy, grew up outside of Metropolis. And I said, what did he say? And he said, my mother was Shirley Stokes. And I said, Shirley Stokes? And he said, because I remember her when I was a kid, and Dad and Mom and them, us being over there a lot and playing music. She loved music and sang some. And so she would come around to where Dad and Jimmy Kirkland was playing music, and she'd sing, a song or 2. And so I said, well, did you ever know Gladys and Jimmy Kirk? And he looked at me real funny, and he said, what? And he said, that was my mom and dad's best friends. I said, well, it was some of my mom and dad's best friends too. And so we just thought that was so strange that to meet him, and her after all these years. And because he said he come around and he knew my dad. He said, who was your dad? And I said, Hubert McDowell. And he said, that was your dad? I remember him, And so we thought that was really funny. But he made a preacher, and they live over at Nebo is how they got up here. And he had a church, and then they have recently took a church over in yeah, Greenville, right out at the edge of Greenville, up by the hospital, and you turn and go out there about a couple miles. And so they come through here, I guess, about or every week, or they may go the other way. But anyway, they come through here a lot, and but they're real nice people. I've really enjoyed getting to know them and meeting them. But let me walk out here and show you some more. Now this bed here, I've been working on it again and got a little bit. And this elephant ear just come up in this plant in some, I guess some soil I reused or something. I don't know. We've had 3 or 4 come up and stuff. And let's see. I got some of my black-eyed Susans there, and there's some more trying to bloom. Oh, I see a morning glory vine that I need to pull up before it takes over. But probably a day I could, or half a day, well, let's say day, I could get that and looking a lot better. And then I've gone all up through here cleaning. I think I sent you pictures the other day. Our crepe myrtle is looking pretty now and blooming out. And I brought these dragon wing begonias, or some people call them dragon wings and some call them angel wing begonias. And then this is I got that last year, and it's a darker color of the Wandering Jew. And then this is the Mizu, it's called, but it's not. It's supposed to have little red blooms. I see there where it's had one, but I must not have it in enough sun to bloom. There's some more, and that's some I haven't got planted yet. Sam brought home these trays. These trays from work yesterday. He said, I think he's getting bad as me. He said, I brought these trays home. I don't know what you can use them for, but he said, I thought we might use them for something. And then this is my Nanook Wandering Jew. But now it has I got it to winter over last year. This is some from last year, and I've got several down at the barn from it. But it grows more up to where the others drape down. And then, Maura, I need you here along this porch that I see all that creeping Jenny, or not creeping Jenny, but creeping Charlie's what it's called, and I hate it. It is absolutely that. Now there's my other mountain blue. It's looking good. The one that was so sickly, it's back here, but you can't hardly see it. The root was a real good root on it, so I'm hoping that it comes out. And then this is where the mother robin has been having her nest here. You can kind of see it up there, but so they got all out, and I'm glad. I hope she don't put another nest. I was reading about them in my bird book, and it said they usually don't use the same nest twice, but sometimes they will rework it, and the reason they don't is on account of mites and stuff like that is why they don't use them the second time. But it says if they're, I guess, okay, they check them, they'll rework them. But Sam said he's seen her up there working and bringing some new stuff into it before she laid her eggs. But this creeping Charlie, it creeps. It ought to be called running Charlie, because it's horrible. It just takes over and chokes out stuff. And this is another one of my Wandering Jews, but it's been around where it's been getting a lot of sun, and I think it's needing it looks like it's got fuzz or spider webs on it. And Now, the one that I've got hanging down in the shade canopy is all green like this. It don't look brown or burnt, but that one's got too much sun. And that's the island out there, or the jungle. Just so much. And my rose is not looking good. And then we had a robin nesting in there earlier on, but now it didn't come back to that nest. Then the cannies are blooming a few here and there. And but I need to get out there and work on that crepe myrtle. All that out there. Them saplings are needing cut. Well, you can see the beds. They're just took over by weeds and everything. It's just a mess. But I don't know. I don't guess worry about it. Just do what we can, and it's what I keep telling Sam. We'll just do what we can. That's all you can do. But it's just been so hot. Now, this is the third day that I think that we've had pretty good temperature, and that we could actually do something. I was going to sit in my chair, and he's got them things in it. I'll sit in his. But our garden, it's kindly fizzling out over there at Black's. I really need to make a couple more hills and plant a few more late squash. I believe they could get up and at least bear a little bit before cold weather. And cucumbers, I wanted to plant a couple cucumbers in the greenhouse, because we can run them on in to cooler weather probably in that greenhouse, and get some cucumbers off of them. The cucumbers have done really well. Nancy came over yesterday evening, and she was going to come and visit a while, and she had just got over here and got in the house, and one of their sons and his wife and kids came in from, where'd she say they live? It's a state or two, it's a couple states away. They move around. He works for, not Goodyear, Whirlpool no, I can't think. It's a big place that there's one at Madisonville, outside of Madisonville there, that he worked at, but he's up in the company, and he moves every so many years. They've lived all over. I think South Carolina, and down by where is it? They have the Mardi Gras down there, and by there, Louisiana maybe, or somewhere, and it's somewhere kind of down south that they're living now, but it's a different state. And they lived in Hattiesburg, Mississippi one time for a few years, and so he moves around, whatever he does. He makes really good money, and but they come in. They're having some sort of a get together today at one of the other sons' house, and they're all supposed to go over there. And Nancy, she come over, wanted some cucumbers and tomatoes, and she came over to get them, and she said I was going to sit and visit a while, because she hadn't been over in so long. And then she wasn't here 5 minutes probably, or 10, when they drove up. So she said, well, I guess I got to get back over there. And but I don't know. I wanted this morning when I got up, I got probably at least a load of clothes, and I thought, well, I'll wash them, because I kind of like to keep the wash caught up. And I thought, well, it looks kind of rainy, so maybe I better not start to wash them. And I'm glad I didn't, because here we are. I couldn't have hung them out. And I was also going to work in the flower bed, but I guess now I need to get down there, and I ain't fed Charlie yet, so he's probably looking for his food. But the birds, they're flying around a little bit, and the hummingbirds, I need to get some more. Well, I've got hummingbird food mixed in the refrigerator. Today I'll probably change their feeders out because I change them about every 2 days. And in this hot weather, you have to about every day or two, or the food goes to getting bad. But I'll send you this and hope y'all are having a good day. Talk to you later. Bye bye.